afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. This is Laura Thompson with TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach, and you're tuned into the coffee break. And guess who I ran in today at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church? I was just kind of minding my own business, and I ran into a fabulous, incomparable young lady, and I just wanted to say, yes, you can take a coffee break with me.
Oh, thank you.
So before we get started with the interview, can you give me just a little biographical information about you, like who you are, what you do, why you do it, where you're from, all that good stuff?
So my name is Natalie Michon. I am really from San Antonio. I went to high school and college here.
Okay.
I moved to Atlanta, trying to be grown, right?
Right.
But then grew up in the restaurant business, so owned restaurants with my family.
Okay.
And now I'm in tech business and I'm an author.
Okay.
So I've always known entrepreneurship. I love entrepreneurship. And so I am your modern day entrepreneur.
Wow. So your publicist sent me some information on you, and I did a little snooping around. And so I noticed that you did graduate from high school in San Antonio.
I did.
What high school was that?
So it's kind of awkward,
Okay.
right? So first I went to Churchill. I
Okay.
transferred to Roosevelt, but then I was involved in a really bad car accident.
Wow.
So I actually kind of graduated through a homeschool program
Okay. Okay.
because of my injuries. So I could not complete school in high school.
Right. And then I saw where you attended UT Health Science Center.
I did.
So I was trying to get the connection between writing the book, what you wrote about, and then your tech savviness.
Yes.
And so can you explain, how you got from UT Health Science Center to what you do now?
So really kind of everything stems from something that's happened in my life. So when I decided to go into school for physical therapy and sports medicine,
Okay.
that stemmed from the recovery process from my car accident.
Wow.
I just wanted to come up with a better system or a I felt like a number in rehab, right? And I didn't like the feeling of being a number in rehab.
Wow.
Because I felt like I really wasn't seen. And so kind of and then I kind of speared off into wanting to work with my dad in the restaurant industry. So I did leave school my junior year, and that's when I moved to Atlanta and decided to jump in the restaurant business. But kind of what brought me here was, of course, another life situation. Back in 2007, my uncle passed away. And my uncle was very instrumental in our restaurant becoming very successful in Atlanta.
Wow.
But this particular uncle, he would come to our restaurant every Friday. And then one particular day, he did not show up.
Wow.
And so his friend, actually it was every Thursday, and his friend calls us on a Friday at the restaurant and says, hey, y'all might want to check on Andre because he wasn't at the bar last night. And I've been trying to call him for a couple days. Well, we go check on him. And unfortunately, he was deceased in his apartment.
Wow.
And it looked like he kind of laid there for about 3 days, right? So when things kind of happened, then of course at that time we were trying to figure out how to locate any of his life documents. So how are we going to bury this man that's never been married, doesn't have kids?
Wow.
What are we about to do, right? And so we were puzzled. We were clueless. So we decided to rent a casket and cremate him, right? But then we found out right before his body rent a casket to have a celebration of life, then cremate him, right? Because it was more cost effective, right?
Wow.
For us to pay for. And then in the process of that, we found out moments before cremation that in fact he did have a life insurance policy and a will.
That's awesome.
And a burial policy. So we were like, wait a minute, did you say burial policy? And we were like, let me call you back because he's about to get cremated.
Wow.
So we had to get his body back from the crematory and then bury him the way he wanted to be buried.
Wow.
So all of that stemmed to where I am today on the mission that I am to make sure that families are seen and heard and prepared for any of life's situations.
Wow. So that is absolutely phenomenal. So every situation, it seems like that seemed to be a bad situation, you turned it into a
Absolutely.
great situation to help not only yourself but to help other people.
Right.
So you went from UT Health Science Center as a physical therapist.
Right.
Then you and that was to help yourself to understand, I
Yeah.
guess, how everything worked and to humanize it
Right.
a little bit more. And then, from your uncle's decease, you came up with the idea, I would imagine, of, I know you didn't just die on me.
I know you didn't just die on me.
So that's the name of your book.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're here today to really talk about
Yeah.
your book and what prompted you to do it. And you've already told us that, but so tell us a little bit about how you gained the knowledge
Right.
to put something like this together.
So it was just over the years, right? So no one, and I'm going to kind of tell you something. Yesterday I was here speaking, and then as soon as I finished, I then found out that a friend of mine that is a couple years younger than me was shot and killed yesterday morning.
Wow.
Right. And so, and it just rang, loud in my ear, because when people, like the family calls me today and says, from your book, like, what can we do now? And I'm trying to give them advice on things that they can do right now, but he wasn't prepared, right? Nobody, that's the scariest part about death is nobody says, you know what, I'm just going to die on Thursday. Like that. We don't have that. We don't have that flexibility of knowing, right?
God don't
and
say, hey,
God don't, right,
get ready.
Right, get ready. And so when he calls you, he calls you. And so this book is to prepare the family and prepare yourself so there's clarity right now when you're living, but peace of mind when you're gone. And I've been in a situation to where I've stood there over a casket. I'm like, I know you didn't just die on me.
Wow.
Right. But that's what this book is about. It's saying, you know what? It's not about, it's about my family. I want to make sure that things are in line. There's some things that you can do that can save you taxes today, right? To save you some money today. But it's an easy read.
Wow.
It's a fun read. It's humorous.
Well, just the title alone, I pick it up and say, okay, what? Because when I saw it, I was like, okay, I wonder what this is all about. And, I'm really starting to think and get things in order myself. I have, one son, and so, and it's just us. So somebody needs to know, what to do. And I wish that I had this book, a couple of years ago when my mom passed.
Right.
Because it wasn't an easy process.
Right.
Because I would always talk to her about getting everything in order, and she would not do it because she had 6 kids, and she said, I don't want to be unfair.
Right.
But, you got to still let people know what needs to be done. And so, I commend you for this great work. And this book, I think it's going to be a bestseller.
Thank you. I received that.
Because people really, really need that.
Yeah.
And so usually when people need something, they buy it.
Right.
And so, I'm so excited about the fact that, you allowed TAAN TV to interview you so that we could help you get the word out about it after the fact.
Thank you.
After your book signing, after you leave San Antonio.
Yes.
So I'm super excited about it. So tell us a little bit more about, why you wrote the book and then how people can get the book.
So even in the course of, I built, a tech company based on the pain from my uncle's passing, right?
Wow.
And it's called Airtight, HEIRTIGHT,
awesome.
and that's for your heirs, right?
Okay.
And that stores, manages, and communicates all of your life, legal, and business documents, so you can have it in a secure place. But then when I started seeing, and I've been on tour talking to people about Airtight, they're like, well, what do I put in there? And I don't have enough. Or I don't really have that much stuff, or I only have one child. Like I ran into so many people with what it's not really their excuse, but they're feeling like it's just not enough for them to do. But then I started saying, no, everybody has something. Everybody has a legacy. Everybody has something to communicate. Or if you don't, then the state will take over. So I wanted our community, because in the African American community alone, we lose $100 million of valuables every year
Wow.
due to lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So why not help our community just have something simple to say, you know what, if I just want to learn about real estate right now, guess what? You can just go to this chapter on real estate. If I want to kind of educate myself and become a beginner to understand what kind of trusts there are and why do I need a trust, then I can just simply go to the chapter on trust. And then at the end of the chapter, it's going to tell you what kind of professional that you might need to identify to help you get these pieces. But it's also going to equip you to know and have better questions to ask when you're with your banker, or if you say I want to trust and you see an expert that can put that together for you.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter what financial level you're on for this book, because it touches everybody.
Right. And Mama has that file cabinet in the closet.
Yeah.
And she has to go through all of that stuff to find, the documents that she needs.
Mm-hmm.
And so this app, the book will help you, and the app will help you store it.
Yes.
And so that's a brilliant idea, is to just have a place to store stuff, whether it's just your birth certificate or, whatever it is.
Right.
Your bank information.
All of that.
And so
let me tell you what I thought my kids, sometimes we assume that our kids know, right? And my mother lives in a home with my home and my children, right? So we're there. One day I said, I'm going to give my kids $100 if you can find each one of these documents. And my son was like, bet.
$100 each?
Each document that you can find, I'm going to give you $100.
Wow, I'll come up there and look.
Right. And so my son was like, shoot, I'm about to get paid. Now I'm cringing because I'm like, Lord, if these kids find, I'm like, I know I'm going to be out about $1,200, right? But I gave them a list. And then my son pulls out his phone. He was like, shoot, that's in my airtight account. And I was like, no. You have to find the actual document. Act like you didn't have airtight.
Wow.
And so he says, okay. So he didn't want to tell his sister because he thought he knew where it was, because they're trying to see, they're in competition.
Yeah.
They ran. I said, on your mark, get set, go. They were like, pew, and they were like running through, and my son knew what folder to look for. So he automatically thought he knew where he was going. They went everywhere. Going through the office, he could not find this one particular folder. I was like, time's up, after like 10 minutes, and before they tore up the house looking for this. But they could not find it. I just so happened to move this one particular red folder from one nightstand, and I set it on top of my armoire.
Wow.
Right? Just one simple move had them bamboozled. So they couldn't find their birth certificates, mine, my will, my life. They couldn't find anything. But because I just moved it from one spot to another. So we can't assume that our family's going to think like us, or our family's going to know where to look. Oh, you can go look in that file cabinet. Files, that's a lot.
Where?
Yeah. So we just can't
many
assume.
years. Right.
That's the thing we can't do. It's just assume.
So it's doing two things. It's organizing everything, but it's helping also to clear up the clutter, because there's a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
Our parents or ourselves collect a lot of stuff.
Right.
That we think is important, and even if it's not important, we don't want to throw it away.
We don't want to throw it away
because we think it's important.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It's not. So, beyond the book, I know that we're talking about the book, and I think that the book is a very important jewel. I know you just didn't die on me.
Yeah.
But where can they find the book?
So right now you can go on Amazon.
Okay.
And I know you didn't just die on me. Also, you can come directly to my website at nataliemichon.com.
Okay.
Natalie Michon, MICHON.com.
Okay. And so we want to talk to you some more a little at another time.
Okay.
About your app. And so
Yes.
we'll be in contact with your publicist to set something up that will probably be virtual if you're not back in San Antonio soon. So we're in the church
Yes.
Doing
We're
the
at the
interview.
church.
We're at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church. You know, they're getting ready to rock the house again. They got a service coming up at 1 p.m. And
Yeah.
so if you hear music in the background, you know, that's where we are.
Right.
So thank you so much.
Well, no, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm honored, and I appreciate you.
Wow, you did phenomenal. You're doing phenomenal work. Keep up the good work, and keep educating our people, because it's very,
Yes.
very important that this kind of document and this type book, you know, can save families
Absolutely.
after the death of a loved one.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I'm super
Cut
excited.
down the fighting.
Yes,
There's
yes.
a lot of fighting that
yes, yes.
doesn't need to happen.
Yes, yes, yes. Because some people can't handle it, and they'll fight. So, so
Yes.
you've been tuned again into the Coffee Break on TAAN TV. I've been here with Natalie, and I'm gonna allow her to pronounce her last name because I don't want to mess it up.
Michon, Michon.
Oh, okay, Michon.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
And so thank you for, again, allowing TAAN TV to come out and interview you. And we look forward to, you know, what's going to be next for Natalie Michon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right.